Whoa, there it goes. Yeah, a response video to Great Tex, sort of, kind of. But, on the subject of gangs and his whole mob mentality, bullshit, hierarchy, crap. And, in the practical real world, it's a necessity. There's strength in numbers. And I also think there can be constructive discipline applied in numbers. You can get people out of a lot of bad behavior by having a bunch of others to not only calm them. Yeah, it's almost like The Exorcist, the second Exorcist 2, the heretic, the calming locus. That the best of us can rub off on each other. We can set good examples for each other. All that kind of stuff can happen in a group environment. And as long as you don't let it be a tribal thing, as long as you don't get into there's a king and you do what the king says and all that kind of bullshit, there's no harm, there's no foul, it's just a practical necessity. Like I said, ideally it would be better if we could all just be individual, but it's just not practical. So, what's the point of the argument? I think it really is insulting to people to say they can't be members of something, without being controlled or manipulated or, shot of their creativity and all this other crap. I was a member of the National Geographic Society. It didn't hurt me any. Sorry, fixing hands, trying a new camera angle, probably kind of semi-bogus, but I'm going to try them both. Try to get into the habit of mixing it up a little, see if we can take the edge off. Yeah, because I don't know, I'm looking pretty edgy lately. Anyway, so what else do I have to say on this subject? It is probably worth talking about, just, because we get the accusation of cult keeps showing up, stuff like that. And I just think it's such nonsense that anytime people find affinity, it's got to be a bad thing. If I was a rogue elephant, I would probably find life a lot more productive and constructive if I could group together with a few other like-minded rogues and we could go on a little meandering rogue mission. It does make the job easier, and like I said, it can be just as easy as it can be destructive, it can be constructive. And I think the key to it is to create cooperatives, to have people who do have the capacity to cooperate with each other, and then it's all good. So this thing is, it's just so bogus. Turn everything into some sort of, anything that isn't individual is somehow negative. I don't think that's true. Yeah. Anyway, I just think it's kind of a lazy accusation. Well, I should do this part since it's lighter. I should look into the camera though. But it's up there, and I have to look at the ground down there. That probably doesn't make much sense. So if I had a group here, we could probably decide much better than me as an individual attempting to get some good analysis of whether or not this is a useful function. Arm does seem to get more tired up here. So it's probably going to be, this will probably be the choice for the distracting, let's fool everybody by changing the camera angle video format. So anyway, it's enough of, I'll add something to this. I'll put this on the end of something, yeah, because this is a useless video. Yeah, it really is. Alright, this is officially junk, I've decided. I didn't really say anything. I don't think. didn't say it well enough. Yeah, that's sort of important. See, a group can do that stuff. They can organize. So it takes more than one person to make a good movie. You know, each got to have your job. Each got to have your priorities, your knowledge base, your skill level. So it really does take a group to get something done sometimes. Individuals just ain't going to pull it off. Or a individual just isn't as good, as capable as the group. And all this is about is just the dynamics. It's just how equal the members are, I guess is probably a good way to put it. And whether there is anything called a power structure or mandates from some hierarchy. And as long as that stuff isn't happening and there's a collective purpose, you know, why not? Yeah, alright. Well, now it's less junk video, but still junky. Yeah, this really isn't bad. It's like kind of the lazy camera angle. I'm looking down anyway sometimes to look at the path. So it's sort of, you know, I could even hold it down here, and then I'd be looking right where I'm looking. But maybe it's better from an angle. I'll have to think about it. Yeah. Alright. Till next time. Such. Tired. Alright. Oh, prickle bush. Oh. Oh. Yeah. That wasn't good. Well, I gotta cut this stuff back. Too much of this kind of thing happening. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, anyway, till next time. Thank you. Alright, kind of an add-on video. I guess I'll put some of these crappy little videos together, I guess. I don't know, got a bunch of junk laying about. So anyway, thought I would go over some of the cliches of the anti-natalist position. My cliches, anyway. You know, that there's that this is precious commodities being controlled by crude forces, or crude forces in charge of precious commodities in control of. And yeah, it's sort of a powerful collection of words. You know, it seems to me it's kind of important. It should be dealt with. That this concept of nature, ow, a crude, I'm really, whoa, I'm a little off today. Being in control of these, you know, this life thing, these sentient creatures, being stuck in this terrible dynamic where there's no consent, no fairness, no justice of any kind. You don't get what you deserve, kind of thing. You get what you get. That's a really anti-intelligent kind of thing. I mean, it just screams this unintelligent design argument. Like, this has a huge consequence. Unintelligent design is really, really, really not a good idea. You know, that you want an intelligent framework. It's the only way to go. And, you know, humanity has attempted to apply some intelligence to the game, but even that gets defeated by human beings. I mean, they're intelligent, and yet they're not intelligent enough to say no to inheritance. You know, a huge cheat in the game of life. They can't do even that right. Well, at least they don't do it right when the question is horribly phrased. So yeah, this is like stupid. You know, stupid design on top of that, stupid management, and you know, we still haven't fixed it. We fixed some of it. We got rid of the overt cheats and crookery of slavery and sexism and some other things, but generally speaking, we've done nothing to really fix the game. I mean, to apply real justice. I mean, we have written constitutions. guaranteeing some rights, defining what a crime is. Yeah, okay, good. So we've given ourselves some protection from, murder and rape, but it's only some protection. We've guaranteed nothing. It's pretty shameful. And then all this other life, like I said, it's existing on these other terms. Just the idea that, the evil don't get cancer, the good don't get immunity from cancer. I mean, these are fundamental and huge flaws, just gigantic flaws in the system. Not a good idea. Man, I'm not terribly good. Yeah. Anyway, I have to think about how I feel. It's not right. Anyway. Yeah. Ooh, creepy. Yeah, I do that. I get the creeps. But yeah, I got this, whatever. Oh, whatever. Doesn't matter. My problem. So anyway, that's enough of a video. I didn't want to make it a long video. I think I'll go for... yeah, I don't know if I can run straight. We'll give it a shot. Anyway, until next time. Alright, we'll go back to the... Yeah, okay. Yeah, this one will look funnier when people see me in the park doing this. They'll be, what the fuck? Anyway, so the imposition argument, one of my favorites, and the, say the nuclear power metaphor, we'll do that one. I just like to hear some sort of explanation for how this isn't applicable. Basically, there's a population of people, they're saying, we want something. We want to do this little happy human thing. And, there's going to be a price paid for that, which will be these disgruntled, these people who will spend a good portion of their life blighted by the realization that they're caught up in a mechanism that's just insidious. Everything they care about will be turned to dust, and sometimes in a really harsh and brutal manner. And they'll have to just watch it. And then them themselves will have to endure all kinds of stresses to their welfare. Heart problems, whatever, blood pressure, valves, things blowing up, gastric blah blahs, and all kinds of yuck crap. And they just don't feel or think or see or imagine or can contemplate or realize or visualize any kind of accomplishment at all to justify it. Yes, they had some good times, but those were basically desire driven, and that's it. Well, anyway, so the point is these people will have to live and endure an existence they would rather not have done. They will conclude at some point in their life that, oh, this was a bad idea. And for some of them, like myself, the conclusion will be really early in their life. And for others, it'll come later. But no matter when it comes, it'll come at a time when they do have attachments and connections, and it may be difficult to eradicate or extract themselves from this existence beyond the limitations of the methods available, which are not terribly pleasant. So anyway, that's the liability, that there will be people who will be in not pleasant circumstances, and besides that, won't think there was some grand purpose in their unpleasant circumstance. They will find it a burden and resent the application of the burden for what they consider to be no functional purpose. Oh man, I made this awful long. Look, so the point is there's going to be people who live next to the nuclear power plant, and they're not going to get a vote. They would have liked to have vetoed the nuclear power plant because they didn't want it in their backyard, but their backyard got picked, and they requested this not happen, and their request is being ignored by this group of people who say, we want the energy. and we really don't care about this risk. And they do it. And like with life, we know the risk is 100%. We know 1 million people commit suicide. We know millions and millions, hundreds of millions perhaps, of other people will utter the words, "I'd rather not have been," or at least think the thought, "I'd rather not have bothered." Hundreds of millions. And we know it is a certainty. So it's not some possible accident. It's a definite accident, a definite disaster from their perspective. It's a disaster, trust me, from their perspective. So it's even more egregious, an imposition. And so it's like you building the nuclear power plant. You know, sometime in the future, these people are going to get irradiated. They're going to get thrown off their land. Their property is going to be turned to dirt, and their family is going to be killed. So that's okay with you. You think that's ethically acceptable. You can have what you want, the satisfaction of your delusion that Earthlings remain on Earth, even though there's no need for Martians on Mars or Plutonians on Pluto. You think Earthlings must exist on Earth. There must be animal life consuming and reproducing and cannibalizing through addiction, or you'll be unhappy. Yeah, wasn't that terrible? But you'll impose this price on these non-consenting, in the backyard, short-strawed suckers that you just used to have what you want, that you just harmed and abused and took from to have what you want. Yeah, to explain to me how that analogy is not applicable, how that metaphor does not sufficiently describe the pro-creationist point of view. Yeah, do that. And that's what it's about. It's about procreation. It's about playing God, saying the experiment's worth conducting, and you're going to sign off on it. So it's like signing the death warrant at the jailhouse. You're so confident that the happy people are worth the sad people's pain. The little happiness of the happy people is worth the pain of the sad people. The cancer is worth the Disneyland adventures and the running the bases on the female bodies. The little fun parts is worth the imposed harm, the non-consensual imposed harm. You're so certain that you're going to sit there and press your pro-natalist button onto those